Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to cover how to export data in SQL Server. So what exporting data is basically moving data from one database to another database or moving data from one server to another server. And why might you want to do this? Well, let's say you have your database here with all of your data in it, and you want to practice your updating data skills, or you want to modify the data in some way, but you don't want to mess up and accidentally delete a table or something like that. You're afraid of messing up the original data. Well, we could create a test database and move all of these tables to that test database. So let's do that now. We'll right click on databases and go to new database. Let's call it test data. Okay. And now what we want to do is we want to export this data in our SQL course to the test data database. How do we do that? Let's right click on the database that we want to export data from. We'll right click on it and go to tasks and then go to export data. That'll bring up the SQL Server import and export wizard. We'll click on next. The first step is to determine the data source that we want to export from. And since we're exporting from a SQL Server instance, we will scroll down and go to SQL Server native client. You'll have to select the server name, which right now this is my server name, localhost /SQL Express 03. As you can see, it matches up there. If yours doesn't populate here, you'll just need to put in the name of the server, which is right here. Do not include the SQL Server edition in parentheses here. Only include the name that you see right here. Okay? Next is the authentication. If you're on a Windows machine, you can just use Windows authentication. And next, we want to select the database that we want to export from, which of course is the SQL course database. We'll go to next. And then we're going to choose the destination. Where do we want this data to go to? Once again, it's going to go to an instance of SQL Server, so we'll select that. And here you can see that it did not fill in the server name for me, so I'm going to type it in now, localhost /SQL Express 03. We're going to use Windows authentication. And where do we want this data to go to? Which database do we want it to go to? We want it to go to the test data database that we just created. So we'll find it in the dropdown, test data, go to next. You have the option to write a query to only export the data specified in a query, or you can simply choose entire tables or views. And in this case, we're just going to pick entire tables. So we'll go to next, and you can select all of the tables, or you can select the tables that you want to export. Just so you don't have to wait so long on this video, because exporting a lot of data can take a long time, we're just going to select a few tables here. So I'll select this table and that table and this table. We'll go to next, and it's going to ask us if we want to run it immediately, and we do. So we'll click on finish. Okay, as you can see, it is successful. It's copied all of that data over. We'll close this out. We'll expand our test data database tables, and you can see here are the 3 tables that we just exported. All right, that's it. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next video.